Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Rude Man, and we are back in Pensacola, and I'm going to try to make this pretty quick getting up. I'm going to use the new plane. Hopefully you've seen the video. I did an introduction to this this turboprop here. We're going to give it a try today, and I'm going to try to get to Houston, Texas. We are going to make a quick sweep over New Orleans to get there. So I'm going to go west, inland, and then I'm going to drop down to New Orleans and then pop back up and then try to get over to Houston, Texas. So it's going to be a little bit longer if I don't get in the air. So let's get with it. We're going to get inside here. I've already put the route in. We haven't started anything except for the batteries. So I need to get up there while I still have battery power. So let's pop the generator up, get off the battery. We're going to, let's see, the ignition is on auto. Let's put the auxiliary BP up. We're going to turn this to automatic. We need to get this up onto on so that we'll be able to use our autopilot. Otherwise we won't. I'm going to get ready to start the engine, so let's turn some lights on. We'll turn everything on here. Let's get that pulse on, the nav light and the strobe. Going to turn on the taxi light. And let's see, I think we're about ready to start. Let's turn the oxygen on while we've got it. Let's see what that does for us. All right, make sure we're in idle. We are. While that's heating up, let's look at the autopilot. I already have it set at 6,000 feet, and the flight directors are on. What do we got here? Let's... Okay, I'm going to turn the cabin lights on from now. Air conditioning is on. We are on GPS. Let's set the barometer while we're setting here. And it didn't change. So let's see. We're going to turn the pitot lights, our heater on. That. We're going to turn this on. We're going to turn that onto auto, the bleed. Okay, parking brake is on. Gear is down. Throttle. Flaps are up. We're going to set the flaps to takeoff. We've got this set to the right tank, but it's set on automatic above. Engine should be going. I think we're about ready to take off as quick as that. I can't think of anything else I need to do that is going to keep me on the ground. So let's take the brake off. The wind is real low today, so I don't think we're going to have any problem taking off. I just need to get onto an air runway. So we're going to go off this way and then turn around and come back. All right, so normally I wouldn't drive there. Yeah, I guess we're driving. We're on the ground, right? Normally I wouldn't go this fast, but I'm in a hurry today because I want to get up in the air because I'm stretching the flight a little bit, and I'm trying to keep them not quite so long. But I want to make progress as well, so... And since I already kind of showcased this plane in the last video that I made, I made a short trip from Yakima in Washington, Yakima Valley to the Tri-Cities in Washington State, up by the Columbia. So if you're interested, I went through a little more detail on this plane. Not a lot because I'm not that familiar with the plane, so. Let me sit up in the chair here. I don't need the whole runway, so we're going to pop around here. I think I can do it from here. Okay, the flaps are down. Just enough runway. All right, we're positive. Let's put the gear up, put the flaps up, go down and make sure that's happening. The flaps are up. Okay, we're gonna come around here, line up to our flight plan. All right, so we're overheating. Let me drop down the throttle. Let's see if I can get the autopilot on, nav on, and F climb. That should take us up to 6,000 feet. Bye-bye Pennsacola. We're on our way to San Jose. No, not really. Well, we could be. I could go to San Jose. We're going to California eventually. Might as well be San Jose. I don't know. We'll find out. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure where San Jose is in conjunction with the map. If it works out that way, so be it. Now, the flight that I had set was kind of weird. If I just took off from Pennsacola the way I was going and went to New Orleans, we were going to fly mostly over water. I didn't want to do that. And even if I went straight from Pennsacola to Houston, we were going to be on water. So what I did was I came up to Griffin up here. We're going to fly that way so we can see a little bit of the inland. Then we're going to drop down to New Orleans and then back up to Baton Rouge, and from Baton Rouge down to Houston, Texas. So we are going to get into Texas today, one way or another. Now I did full disclosure, I did change the weather from live because it looks pretty crummy, and I wanted to sightsee, so forgive me for that. I will add some clouds just to give it a little bit of quasi-reality, I guess. Pleasant View Farm. If I had a farm, I don't know what the hell I'd call it. Rudy's Farm? I don't know. How about Rude Man's Dude Ranch? There you go. All right, where are we at? Let's see. We're at 5,400 feet, 55, climbing. We're only 183 miles, but we're still climbing. 183 is the speed. But like I say, we're still climbing. Okay, we're at our 6,000 feet, so we should pick up a little bit of speed, and we're already up to 193 and climbing. I'm going to try to keep up the speed a little bit because, like I said, we're looking at about, I don't know. Let's see, we're looking at 400 miles. The last leg is 221 miles. This first leg, which I can't see for some reason. I can't tell what it is. 104. So the first leg's 104 miles, then we got 76 miles down to New Orleans, 56 miles back up, and then 221 nautical miles to Houston. So I'm looking over 400 miles. So I want to try to keep at least 200, maybe 220 on the speed to try to keep it down to a couple hours. It's a little bit earlier this evening than I have been flying. It's only 10 minutes till 8 on the Monday after Easter. And so I've leveled off at 215 miles an hour. Let's go in and see here. All right, I got some wiggle room here on the throttle. So we're down in the green here. I need to watch it seems to come up here, this temperature, so let's watch that. Let me just kick it up slowly and see if we can keep the speed up and the heat down. How about try right about there? Did it stop? No, it's still climbing. Let me pull back just a tiny bit. All right, that's going to put us up at 222, and I'm still in the green. I'm happy with 220, 223 now. I'm happy with that. Berry Field. Let's go pick some berries. It's a Mary Berry breakfast. McGinnis. That sounds familiar. Williamson Farm. And Boswell. Robertsdale Airport and Robertsdale. So that sounds kind of like a country western. An actor. Wasn't there an actor? What the hell was his name? Dale Robertson. I think he played in the old Wells Fargo TV shows. Adventures of the Wells Fargo, and then they made it into a bank. I don't know. All righty. So yeah, I was a little worried about flying over the water, so that's why we're going kind of northish here a little bit. The water's right there. We're close, but I didn't want to fly across the water for very long periods of time. So we're going to play with the route a little bit. I'm going to go grab me. I've already got some hot water. I just need to put some tea in it and brew it, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back, and we're still in the air. Oh, we did come over some water, I guess, huh? Mobile downtown. Huh? Where are we? Wow, that's funny. On the map, it doesn't show us over water. That's an airport down below us. There's a plane right there. There's a plane right there. There's a couple planes behind us. Lower Delta. Interesting. I guess I'm getting used to the sound of this plane. I've only flown it once. I flew it on a very short trip in Washington State, as I mentioned earlier. And that's all I've flown this. Is that Mobile? Are we in Alabama? We're in Alabama. This is Mobile, Alabama. Oh, good. We got over Alabama. Well, I mentioned on the last flight that we were sitting right on the border of Florida and Alabama. That guy down there is flying awful damn low. And the light went off, so did he crash? Really, seriously. Where did he go? Richardson Field. Supposedly we're flying over. Yeah, something. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're flying over Mobile Regional. They got 2 airports. Isn't that cool? There's more Mobile Regional and Mobile Downtown. Isn't this exciting? I've never been to Alabama. Tanner Williams. That's the name of a town. Tanner Williams. Yeah, that Skyhawk that was below us, he's flying at 2,800 feet. That's pretty low, but that's, you know, that's about where I fly when I go down to really take a look at the ground. Sky West Air Park. There used to be a TV show about a cowboy. Well, I didn't, you know, he was a rancher anyway, and he instead of a horse, he had a plane, and the name of the show was Sky King. Sky King is in King and Queen, Burger King. Anyway, I remember the theater, the local theater where I lived. There was a stage. It was an actual stage. Like before they had a movie screen up, they may have had plays or something. I don't know. Anyway, they did have a stage in front of the screen, and we used to get movie stars and TV stars would come around promoting their shows and stuff, and I got to meet Sky King and get an autograph picture, and you know, a cowboy in a plane. That was the deal. And then Tex Ritter. I think Tex Ritter, I got to meet him. I think that was John Ritter's dad, if I'm not mistaken. He was a cowboy, a TV cowboy, like a singing cowboy type guy. And he was there with his horse. I don't remember what his horse's name was. All these cowboys used to have names on, you know, for their horses and stuff. And I remember laughing because they had the horse actually on stage. He came riding on his horse onto the stage, and the horse had rubber boots on. Now, were they like pull-on boots? No, they weren't. They were just rubber things that slipped over his hooves so that he didn't slide on the stage. But, you know, for a kid, that was pretty exciting stuff. Wish I had those autograph pictures now. I don't even think you can see reruns of some of those old shows. You know, I think about it today, and I think, well, what the hell did they do to have an exciting show every week about a guy in a plane? You know, that was a cowboy thing, you know. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. One of my favorite shows was with Lloyd Bridges. He played in Sea Hunt, it was called, where he was a scuba diver. Little half-hour shows. They didn't last very long. got some wet weather. It's been raining, just raining constantly. I think I mentioned that in every live stream. But it's relevant to me. I mean, I'm sure, the weather's probably relevant to where you're at, especially if you're in Tornado Alley. We've been having a lot of those lately. That would be so scary. I remember talking about sitting on a front porch or on the front steps of a house in the summertime, early in the evening. There'd be thunderstorms and a light rain, and we'd be out there watching the lightning strikes and just enjoying the hell out of it. And I'd talk about that, and people would say, "Are you crazy? You're sitting out in a thunderstorm?" Well, the thunderstorms that we had growing up are nothing like you have, in the South and in the what do they call that? The breadbasket or the wheat fields of Oklahoma or wherever you're at. Yeah, the thunderstorms we had were nothing like that. The rain was a soft summer, warm water rain. Just enough to kind of clear the skies. And the lightning wasn't all that close. I remember sitting there, lightning strike would go off and you'd go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7. You'd get up to 10, 11, 12, and then you'd hear the boom. So they weren't terribly close to us. I don't ever remember lightning being any closer than 10, 15 miles. Those are the kind of storms we had. I remember the first time I got into Arkansas and I flew in, and on the tarmac, it was getting early evening and it was sunny and hot, very hot, humid. And I went to my motel, got a room, and I happened to have a room on the bottom floor. And so if I was to open up my curtains, I would be looking out onto a city street. And like I say, it was hot and muggy and, sunny, but the sun was going down. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I heard a big boom, like somebody dropped a bomb on the building, and it woke me up, and I thought, what the hell? And I heard this loud noise, like a drum or something, like a snare drum, and I walked to the window and peeked out, and then about that time, a strike of lightning, swear to God, hit in the middle of the street that I was looking at. Now, it didn't really, but it damn well looked like it did, because I saw a flash and a boom all at the same time. And it was so loud and scary. And it just, the raindrops were the size of my thumb, hitting the street and bouncing 1.5 feet off the ground. It was raining so hard I couldn't see across the street. I was scared to death. I jumped back in bed, covered my head, and eventually went back to sleep. But oh my God, I was scared. And I woke up the next morning and the birds are chirping and the sun's out. And I'm thinking, what the hell was that? I want to go home. This isn't Kansas anymore. All right, so I'm looking at my, let's see, look at that one. Yeah, we're still where we were. Everything's in the green. The prop RPM is just perfect. Just perfect. And we got a little bit of wiggle room on the TRO percent and the ITT, the heat. It's okay. It's up there, but it's okay. We got good oil pressure. It's still in the green. The oil temperature is really good in the green. I still didn't look up what the inertial sep on is. I don't know what that is. I should look that up. Inert sep. Let me look that up and see what that means. Inertial separator on TBM. Well, that's the plane I'm flying. Let's see what it is. Yeah, this guy's just talking about an alarm. So let's see if we can find any other information on it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, it says on turboprops, the compressor fan can get damaged by foreign matter such as rocks, sand, ice, getting sucked into the engine and clanging off the fan blade. The inertial separator is basically a flap that prevents this, but it increases ITT, so it increases the heat, the internal temperature. It says that its SC ice could get in and damage the fan, so deploy the inertial separator. It's a switch in the cockpit that will deploy it. All right, so that's what that is. It's a flap that protects the engine. So if I start heating up and I can't get it down, oh, we're in a turn. Okay, this is our turn. We're at Griffin Memorial. And we're making a gentle turn. Wiggins. There's the Griffin Memorial airstrip right there. So we're heading down to New Orleans. And it's about 76 miles for us. So we're looking at that right here. There's a distance of 74 miles. We get all that information up here if you're interested in paying attention to that. So very interesting. Now we know what the inertial separator is, and it makes sense of why they told me to turn it on. So I was about to say, if we had trouble with the heat going up and not able to bring it down, we could turn that off and just take a risk of not picking up a rock or, well, I don't know how in the hell we pick up a rock up here. It could be an ice rock, but I don't think it's that cold. I don't think there's any danger of that. Which reminds me, I didn't really look when I took off if I had any warnings here. Yeah, the only warning I have is that it's not really a warning. It's just an indication that inertial separator is on. And I think I turned the air on, or the pressure on. Pretty sure. Yeah, the oxygen is on. I don't think you can deploy whatever that is. Maybe. Emergency oxygen. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the emergency oxygen. No siree, Bob. Hey, we can look out over the wing. That's cool. Both sides. Poplarville, Pearl River County. Oh, I forgot I was brewing tea. I'll be right back. Are we there yet? A mint julep airport. Mint julep. What the hell is that anyway? It's a drink, but what does julep mean? Now I'm going to have to look that up. Let's see here. Well, it's a drink, mint julep. This mint julep is made with Kentucky bourbon and homemade simple syrup that's infused with fresh mint leaves. So it's just a refreshing drink, but I guess, I don't know. It's just a drink. I don't like mint, so it doesn't sound good to me. But they must really like it down there. They named an airport after a drink. That there's funny right there. Oh, look, it's Picayune Municipal. Picayune. Why is it called Picayune? Is that a town or something? Yeah, there's a town called Picayune to the west of us. Right over yonder. There's Green Pasture Air Park. All right, so what's with all these clouds? Doggone it. I said few clouds. I didn't say cloudy as all hell. Hey, look, it's summertime. How'd that happen? There's Picayune Municipal. Yeah, see, there's the water right there. If I'd have left it the way we, just as straight as an arrow, we'd have been flying the whole time kind of over raw water, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see some of the countryside. Good old Alabama. There's Nicholson, little town. Green Acres is the place to be. It wasn't Acres though, was it? It's Green something. Man, there's a lot of little airports around. We're heading right straight for another one. It was Greener Pastures is what it was. And then there's a George Ford. I don't know what those are. Those aren't really airports, are they? They might be. Yeah, Picayune, George Ford. But I don't know what it is. It's a little airport. It's a little airport, 2,625 feet. It's soft, so it's either grass or dirt. And it's right next to George Ford, which again is a grass or dirt track. It's 3,600 feet, though. I didn't pay attention to the Picayune one. Picayune one's a little bigger, I think. By golly, the Picayune one has a lighted, hard runway. So it's a little bit bigger, 4,997 feet. So if you have to stop, you want to go to Picayune. Or Slidell. There's Slidell. There's a plane on Slidell. They got a 4,900 foot with tarmac and lights. They're downtown. All right, I want to come down a little bit over New Orleans. So let's come down to about 4,000 feet. We're not there yet. I think we have to go over this water. So, but I'm going to go ahead and come down with it. But yeah, New Orleans is across this water area here. A lot of green down there. I'm telling you. And look at all the trees. Can you imagine? A lot of trees. That's an interesting waterway. Look, it comes in off this water, big water here, and it turns right and left. How does that work? What's that over there? Oh, that's Slidell over there. So their airport's a little bit away. No, not really. All right, we're down to our 4,000 feet. I don't want to go down any any closer here to the water, so we'll just leave it at 4,000 feet for now. Pretty wet down there, though. Wonder if there's still gators in Alabama. Is there gators in Alabama? I bet there are. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. There's lakefront. This is a lake? That's a lake? I thought that was part of the ocean. Okay. Oh my God, there's a bridge across that thing. Look at that. Good God, how long is that? And is it a car bridge or is that a train track? It must be a car bridge. Holy smokes. I thought the bridge across the Columbia was long. My God. That would actually be kind of scary driving over like that. I tried to get rid of my co-pilot, but it won't let me. I don't know how to do it. I don't really care if I have a co-pilot there or not, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun just to drive on my own sometimes. You know, just solo flight. But you can't seem to get rid of them. I can change what they look like and I can change what kind of clothes they wear. But so that lakefront was an airstrip, wherever it's at. It's right over the water, just to the left of us, kind of back. There it is. So it's just an airport, but it comes right over the water. And then there's another one that we're flying to in New Orleans. So we're coming into New Orleans. This is it. I've been here. It's amazing. The Mississippi River there. I remember, and I've told this story before, standing in the middle of Main Street in New Orleans, you're looking up at the boats coming in across the river. So as there's boats coming down this river, you're actually standing there looking up at them. It's amazing. And it's very disconcerting. So here's the airport. So I'm assuming that's the airport I flew into. There's St. Charles. Pretty nice little airport. Heading into the swamps again. All right, so we just did about a 45-degree turn there. What's that? Trichy Field? So as soon as we get out of this 45-degree turn, it's a little bit more than 45 degrees. We're going to be heading to Baton Rouge. Going to have some gumbo. There's a plane in front of us there taking off across the water. What is it? Doesn't tell me. It's at 4,000 feet, so it's the same height we are. Oh, hell, that's me I'm looking at. Never mind. It says the altitude is 123 feet. 123 feet. Why are they flying so low? It's a Skyhawk. Amazing, amazing grace. There's a VOR over here. St. John the Baptist, it's called. That's the airport. St. John the Baptist Airport. 5,131 feet. It's hard lit. Huh. I had somebody do that to me. I was sitting in church one day, and we had a guest speaker that Sunday, and he came in. I don't remember where he was from, but I had my pickup sitting out in the parking lot. He came in and he started talking. He says, I drove into the parking lot. He says, you got to love small towns. There's somebody out there that really takes their Bible to extremes. They've got a license plate with a St. John on it. And I thought, what's my name, you dumb? It has nothing to do with the Bible. Well, it does if you want to associate it to that. It means how it's St. John, but it's my name. I've never personally known another St. John that wasn't family. I know they're out there. I did know a St. James, and I knew a St. George. A friend of mine's name was St. George, and then a guy I knew was St. James. And St. John in French is St. Jean. It's spelled S-T-J-E-A-N, Jean. But they pronounce it St. John in France. And in England, they pronounce it St. John. So if my last name was Smythe, I'd be St. John Smythe. That was a fake name that James Bond used in a movie. St. John Smith, or St. John Smythe. I guess Smythe is, or Smith is just, let's see, Smythe is just Smith with an E on the end. All right, we got 56 miles to Baton Rouge, but we've already been traveling for a little bit, so we're probably looking at about 39 miles. Right here. The cabin pressure's looking good. Got a Skyhawk traveling toward us, just off to the left a little bit. He's about 2,000 feet. No, he's about 2,000 feet over or higher than I am. I was going to come back up, but I don't think there's a great need in it. It's pretty flat ground out here. I don't think there's any mountains I have to go over. So to the right of us, that's a lake. It's called Lake Maurepas. That lake right there. It's kind of kidney-shaped. It doesn't look kidney-shaped on the map. It looks right there. Is that the mighty Mississippi? I don't think so. I think the Mississippi's over there. It's a lot bigger than this, whatever this is. So yeah, I'm slowly getting used to the engine sound of this plane. I like this plane. I like the fact that it flies a little faster and I can get from point A to point B a little quicker. So far I like the way it flies. It flies good. It seemed like it was landing pretty good. If you watch the video where I took it for a test flight, I had a pretty decent landing in it. It wasn't too difficult to land it. I was a little worried because it is a little faster, but it seems like the jet, if I cut the engine on the jet to try to slow it down, I mean, it came down onto the ground. This one I can fly it a little bit slower, and it seems to keep its elevation. So it seemed like it was a little easier to land. I was able to come in and slow down a little bit. I came in at about 110 and slowed down to about 90 something. It seemed to come right down. So that's a Gouda. It's a Gouda cheese. All right, off to the left, you can't see it. There's Louisiana Regional Airport. There's a Cal Muir Field, a Double H Ranch, and a Don Babin private. Whole bunch of little airports out there. You can't see them. Off to the left there. Well, okay, there's the Cal one. There's French settlement, a French settlement. Is that the name of the town? Where are you from? French settlement, Alabama. Are we still in Alabama, though? That's the question. I don't know, but we're going to be coming into Baton Rouge pretty soon. Baton Rouge seems to be bigger than I thought. I can't read that. Cape Zella, Port Vincent. Capazol. I don't know how to pronounce that either. But yeah, I was looking at Baton Rouge. It seems to be a lot bigger than I thought. We should be able to see it here pretty soon. Capazoli. That's a strange name. It sounds like some kind of spaghetti or something. Spaghetti sauce. when we get to Baton Rouge, we're going to take about a 50-degree turn to the left. So we're heading right now, we're heading northwest at about a 45-degree angle on the map. And of course, like I said, I did that because I wanted to see the country. I didn't want to fly over all that water that was over there. Because when we come down to Houston, I didn't know it, but Houston's close to water. It's real close to the Gulf. But I guess that's what that is a Gulf. Would that be the Gulf of Mexico? I don't know. Geography was not my thing. I did not care for geography in school at all. I didn't know what was going on in the nearest town. I didn't care about what was going on in another country. And that's a little shallow, I know. But for most of my life, I lived in my own little bubble, if you know what I mean. And and that can mean many things, but what it means to me is I didn't really care about a lot of things that didn't directly affect me. Like, I was well into adulthood before I knew the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. Politics meant absolutely nothing to me. I just didn't care. And it wasn't until I got to the point where I decided to see what affected me that I started even being interested in politics at all. Because, I started looking at what my stocks were doing and why, what was affecting them. And then we went into some recessions in the past, and we went into inflation in the past. And I thought, well, what is this stuff they call inflation and what's causing it? And a lot of times it was political. And that's when I started looking at politics, because then I realized it was affecting me. And I can tell you, in the last 2 years, I've lost $30,000 of money that I had invested. And my wife is just beside herself when I say that and show her and stuff. And what are we going to do? And so what can you do? There's nothing you can do except for to, be comforted that we're not in it alone. Everybody else that has investments like I do, and mine are pretty safe. I used to have some pretty risky things. I had a lot of overseas stuff when I was working because I wanted the better yields. I wanted to, take the chance that I would make more money with the higher risk things. But after I retired, I wanted things protected. So I've got some pretty tame investments now, and I still lost $30,000. All right, there's Baton Rouge. All of this that we've been flying over is Baton Rouge. So get ready. We're going to be taking when we get to the airport. And as usual, you got a big city. Who wants an airport right in the middle of it? You want the airport out of ways, so you don't want, planes dropping down in your backyard without you knowing it. Marydale. Yeah, losing $30,000 20, 30 years ago was one thing. I was young enough to earn it back. Losing it now is not good. Pretty devastating. The only good news about this is it isn't money that I live off of. It's money that I have set aside for those things in life that you can't predict. Medical bills, sicknesses, long injuries or long sicknesses, long-term stuff like that. that's what it's for. I don't use it for living. So, in a way, what can you do? Does it bother me that I'm losing that kind of money? Of course it does. Does it bother me because it's the political climate we're living in? Yeah, that bothers me a lot. Especially when I hear somebody say, well, we're saving the world, We're spending trillions of dollars on other countries and stuff like that. Well, where do you think that money comes from? All right. So I think this is our last leg, isn't it? Let's see. Baton Rouge. Yeah, we're on the last leg of our trip here. We've been in the air for about an hour, looks like, or longer. Hell, I don't know. Looks like my stopwatch stopped. Nah, it's still running, I think. So, yeah, hey, the speed has really helped out. I'm surprised I was able to go this distance. Yeah, the timer's still going. So we've been in the air for over an hour, about an hour and 7 minutes. That's great. I thought it was going to take me 2 hours to get there, but although we do have a ways to go, though. We still have 214 nautical miles to travel. So we're not there yet, but we're making good time. Omni. Is that an airport? That's an airstrip. Schexnader? Schexnader? The hell is that? Strange sounding whatever. Yeah, that's some dark soil underneath us there. Strip mining, strip farming, looks like. We must be in Louisiana. I should put a map in so I can see where we're at. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, I got a map up, but it's so damn small I can't see it. What the hell is that all about? Let's choose another one. Well, poopla. I can't tell anything from that map. I need a map that you can zoom in on. Let me see what I've got in my what do you call it here? See what I got bookmarked. Let me look at Sky Vector, see what that looks like. I don't think it's going to help me. It mainly just shows airports and stuff. I was hoping it at least showed state lines. And it might. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know how to read it. Yeah, that's not going to help me. No help. Now that's a strip of farmland right in the middle of a whole bunch of trees. Yeah, we're in Mississippi. I should have known that because we just flew over New Orleans. And so we were in Mississippi for just a short period of time. And as we got to Baton Rouge, we're in Louisiana. And we're flying to the southwest corner of Louisiana, and we'll be popping into the eastern side of Texas, the southeast part of Texas, right in the Gulf of Mexico, basically. The Gulf of Mexico is big. It goes from Texas to Florida. That's huge. Again, I should have known that, but I didn't ever pay attention to geography. When I was growing up, I always had my nose in a book. It looked like a snake down there crawling under the trees. Isn't that weird? Did you see that? It's like the trees have risen up. Look at that. What the hell caused that? Huh. Maybe it's an optical illusion. An optical illusion. Maybe it's an optical illusion, you know what I mean? I think there was a canyon there, like a riverbed, and it just looked like the trees above the riverbed were risen off the ground when it wasn't. It was just the riverbed that made it look that way. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Yep. Arnaudville Airport is coming up. It'll be just off to the left. And I have no idea if I pronounced that one right either. Let's see. Lafayette Regional. We're not going to be close to it, but it'll be south of us in about the time we go over this airport in front of us. What's that over there? Bordelon? Borleon? What's that one? Oh, that's the one we're flying to. Yeah, way off in there's Lafayette Regional. It looks like it's a pretty good sized airport. It's got glide slopes and everything. It's got running water, extra toilet paper. When we went on holiday, the condo that I have, we pay maintenance fees. We pay maintenance costs on it every year to keep it in good shape and everything. And it's not too bad. It's about $1,000 a year to keep everything clean and everything. But they take care of everything for us. You know, they have the toilet paper and things like that, paper towels. And oh my God, they cheaped out. Usually it's not too bad, but this time the kids were even complaining. The toilet paper was like sandpaper. It's like, I guess you can't complain. It cleaned it, but it cleaned it like sandpaper. Get the smoothest ass in town now. There's a plane right there in the distance, close to the ground. You can see the strobe, the beacon flashing. Doofus. You're such a doofus. I still think the sound of this engine it reminds me not quite of a skill saw, and not the sound that the skill saw makes, but the sound that the skill saw creates when it's eating through a piece of wood. In this case, it'd be like a thin piece of wood, like if you were cutting plywood or paneling or something, like paneling. Because if you slow it down, it would sound like a playing card in the spokes of a bicycle, only louder, of course. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of a skill saw cutting through a thin piece of wood. It doesn't have that throaty sound that I would like to have in a plane. But I'm getting used to it. Industrial what? Industrial Helicopters Incorporated. Trihan. Kibbs. Is the next one Bits? Kibbles and Bits. Briggs Airfield. Oh, is that military? Red Oak Landing. At first I thought it was Red Oak Laundry. Now, look at these houses, or housing developments, or neighborhoods, let's say, are pretty well separated, aren't they? That's kind of interesting. They're separated by what could be farmland. It's at least forest, but some of the places looked like they had farmland separating the housing districts. Cankton. This is interesting, very interesting. Like I said in the last live stream, it still amazes me how, as you fly over the United States, and I'm sure this is the same for every country, you see things that look familiar. So you're flying over the West Coast or the East Coast, you're going to see things that are similar in the terrain, let's say. But then there's also things that are different. And that's the interesting part. I think it would be cool. Sometimes I wish I had my life to live over again. I might like to do a lot more traveling. Like I said, when I was a kid, not just a kid, but a young adult, and a middle-aged adult as well, I was content to be in my own little bubble and not worry about what was happening in the next county or the next state. Could care less. I wish that I could have done a little more traveling. I'd like to see how other people live in different parts of the country. As I've mentioned before, I'd like to see the Carolinas. Always interested me. I wasn't that interested in Dakotas, but I'd like to see the Ohios and the Indianas. Didn't really care much for Illinois. Too many people. The problem with traveling now is it would scare the hell out of me. There's too many strange things happening in not just the world, but in our country and in your country and that kind of thing. Too crazy things that I just don't want to. I either don't want to be involved with or caught up in, or even see, for that matter. If I wanted to see it, I'd pay for television. I haven't had television in years. I don't watch the nightly news. I keep track of headlines so I can at least see what's happening in the world. But it's kind of scary to me. And there's a jet up there. I wonder if that's on my map. It is. It says Dubai on it. A 737 is traveling at 23,000 feet, and it says 737 Dubai. He's a little ways away from home. Now, what you have to realize, I have AI turned on. The planes you see are AI. They're not real life flights. If I ever get good at the game, I might go ahead and jump into the live servers. And in that case, if you saw somebody in the air, it would be another person. 77 Sunset Strip. What is that? Zonbrecher? I can't pronounce that. All right, so the Dubai plane flew right over the top of us. Zonbrecher Strip. I don't know. That's the strangest name. We got another little airport coming up called Jennings. Lots of interesting farmland out here. Some strange shapes. And again, I'd like to be down there. I'd like to find out why. Why are these fields shaped the way they are? What's with these curves and stuff like that? Is it water? Is the terrain not flat, so they have to go around something? But it seems like every field has a strange pattern to it. Why? I would like to know. If anybody ever watched my channel that lived in these areas, maybe they'll tell me what that's all about. I'm guessing it's some kind of terrain that they're doing for conservation of land. I don't have to worry too much about people seeing my videos. There ain't too many. All right. That was the end. That was the end of my tea. 9 o'clock and all's well where I live. 9:03 to be precise. We've been in the air for 1 hour, 24 minutes, and we have 145 miles to go. At, what are we doing? 224 miles an hour? Let me check the barometer, see if that's changed. We're at 29.92, and it is 29.92. So evidently, this is Jennings. The airport was named after the town. Imagine that. Sound like Get Smart. I missed it by that much. I'll tell you what. Whatever the reason for all the strange patterns in the land, it makes for interesting pictures up above, doesn't it? It's almost like alien drawings and those crop circle type stuff. Well, I'm glad I looked into this plane. I kept seeing these planes in the air that were TBMs, TBM 930s. And I thought, what the hell kind of plane is that? And so finally, I decided to look. I'm glad I did. I like this plane. It's kind of fun to fly. Although we're outside of it most of the time, it's an interesting plane. It flies good. I like the fact that it has landing gear that drops. It's a turboprop, so it's a pretty fast plane. It can go a bit farther distance than the planes I've been flying. The light plane flyers to the right. Is that Bud Light? I hope it's not Bud Light. Bud Light's in trouble right now. As well they should be. Should be ashamed of themselves. I'm wondering why these women of America don't stand up and put their foot down. They're hiring a man who's either dressing or pretending to be a woman as the female ambassador of the country to advertise their products. That should be a slap across the face of every woman in the country. Morgan Crop Service. Is that Morgan Crop Service? Can't see it from here. Yeah, I think it is Morgan. Morgan Crop Service. What's that mean? There's another one over there. Gee whiz. They must fly a lot. O'Brien Flying Service. Oh, Crop Service. Are you supposed they're crop dusters? Let me see. I can't tell what the hell it is. Doesn't look like an airport. Maybe it is. Well, it's got taxiways. It's like a dirt runway, I think. Must be crop dusters or something. Boy, I don't know if that's an airstrip. It's pretty damn dangerous to me. Might as well. I think I'd just land on the road down there. That's number 2. That must be number 1 over there. I can't tell what it is. It doesn't look like anything I'd want to try to land on. Good God. Unless they're flying helicopters, that could be. They wouldn't need an airstrip if that's the case. I was trying to see what it said, but I couldn't. I've got a plane right in front of us, but I don't see it. It's only at 1,400 feet, and it's supposed to be just coming across our path up ahead. There it is, right there. No, maybe not. That's an alien, whatever that is. Yeah, it's past us now. It would be over here somewhere. There it is. I see it. It's down below us right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see my cursor? Sometimes cursors aren't picked up. I think they are in this game. But yeah, he's down low. What is he flying? It doesn't really say what he's flying. Aviacia, it says, but it doesn't say what kind of plane. Oh, wait a minute. A model ATR, whatever that is. Never heard of it. But then I never heard of this one either. Lake Charles Regional. Is that where we're at? What is that? Is that a mobile home place down there? It must be. I don't know. They look like little shacks. Whoa. Southland. Coming up. We're coming up over some waterway. There's no avoiding it because if we get into Houston, we're going to be on the water anyway, or close to it. What this looks like, just an inlet. This is some kind of inlet here because there's more land over here to fly over. All right, been in the air 1 hour and 33 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. Jack Brooks Regional Airport coming up just after we get over this water here. Chesson. Well, we're just coming over the top part of this water. We're not going to go clear through the center. That's good. Because I want to see country. I want to see the country. It's pretty wet out there, though, isn't it? What do we got left here? Let's see. 80 miles. We're getting close. There's Jack Brooks. It's pretty funny. I've got a throttle in front of me, and I had no idea that it had a stopwatch and the time and date on it. Weird. Where are we coming into here? Port Arthur? Some kind of grove? What is this? It looks like civilization of some kind. Bridges coming across. Look at that. Where are we? I don't think we're in Texas yet. Yeah, groves it was. I thought it was something groves, like orange groves. It's just groves. And then there's an airport over there, the Jack Brooks Regional that we saw earlier. And I don't know what all these tanks are here. Is that an oil refinery? Probably. We're kind of in oil country, aren't we? Port Neches. Jack Brooks, that sounds like a whiskey. Jack Daniels, Jack Brooks. Jack Spratt. He could eat no fat. And his wife, she couldn't eat lean. I wonder how long this woman is going to keep her job. So one of these days I'm going to go ahead and set up a regular flight plan where I can try to land this thing using instruments and see how it works. This is only my second flight. The first one was very short. And I pretty much plan on manually landing the plane. So, I mean, what's the fun in letting the instruments land it? I don't mind letting the big planes do their thing, but the small planes, by the time you figure out what you can do instrument-wise, you're already on the ground. There's another crop service ahead of us. It's a Kelly crop service. Let's see what that's all about. The city is Fannett, Texas. Oh, we're coming into Texas. That Kelly crop service is in Texas. It's 21 feet elevation. It is a soft runway. It does have aprons. 2,069 feet. So we're in Texas now. I really didn't think I was going to make Texas on this trip. I thought I was going to have to stop someplace in Mississippi or Alabama, but because of this plane able to fly a lot faster that kind of helped me out. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get home after this trip. At some point, I want to fly, into the middle of the states, because we pretty much went from West Coast to East Coast north of the country, and then East Coast to West Coast in the southern states. Now we are going to go up the West Coast and down the East Coast, but there's a whole center area to the United States we missed. I may have to go West Coast, East Coast again, only make a big U-turn and just cover all the states. Like we'd go through, maybe southern, we'd go through Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, over to the Carolinas again. Not go all the way to the East Coast, not all the way. And then go north a little bit and come back through the, what do they call that, the breadbasket. Wilbur Farms. My brother used to live in a little town called Wilbur, Washington. There's Fanet. Griffith Ranch, is that what that is? Griffith Ranch. All right, we're going to fly over, coming up, we're going to fly over another little waterway, but we're going to be right on the north tip of it. We're going to go over that, and then we'll be close to Houston. Going back to Houston, Houston, Houston. An old Dean Martin song. Look it up. Those old guys they used to call the crooners, they had some smooth voices sometimes. Perry Como, Dean Martin. I never was much for Sinatra, but I like Perry Como and Dean Martin, some of those guys. When they sang, it was like they weren't even trying. It was just so smooth that when it came out, it was almost effortless. There's Winnie. Winnie what? Winnie the Pooh. Winnie. Chambers Company Winnie. Oh, so Winnie must be the town. Oh, that's the name of the town. I see the icon now. How'd you like to live in Winnie? Maybe they pronounce it whiny. I don't know. I could live in whiny. I'm kind of whiny. I used to do my farming and people say, "You're whining again." I said, "Oh my God, I'm so tired of this great big field. You're whining again." I could say, "No, I'm whinnying." 45 miles. We're getting close, people. Getting close. We're coming to that waterway I was talking about. That must be the Gulf of Mexico down there. And we're coming just over the northern part of it. The XI Ranch The hell does that mean? Maybe that's an L, extra large ranch. It's a triple X. Triple XR. Uh-oh, I'm yawning. Oh, man, it's only 9:30. I did get up early, though. A little bit. I was up about 5:30. I usually get up between 5 and 6. If I sleep till 7, that's sleeping in. Unless I'm not. If I sleep till 9, 10 o'clock, it's because I need to sleep. So I'm either not well or I didn't get to bed till 3 in the morning. And I can't do that anymore. If I stay up much past 11 or midnight, I can't survive the next day. It just, I don't recover from it. It doesn't matter if I slept till 9, 10 o'clock. I would still wake up not good. Can't handle it anymore. I never was a night person anyway. I get depressed at night because it's so dark and quiet and almost everybody's in bed sleeping. You know, unless you're a night hawk out in a bar or something, I wouldn't do that. I'm just talking about being at home at night and it's dark and it's quiet, and that's when my mind starts going in overdrive and I can't stop it, so I can't sleep, and I start thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about, like mortality and what's going on in the world, what's going on with everything everywhere. So I don't like nighttime. What's that over there? Eagle Air. Anahoke. I can't. What? Anahoke. Alrighty, we must be getting closer. 29 miles approximately. That's not that accurate, to be honest. That distance is not completely accurate. It looks like we're looking at an estimated arrival of 15 minutes. Bytown should be a cell town close by. I don't think it's by, though. It's Bay. I misread it. All right, so my airport is running kind of this way ahead, so I may have to go over to the left and swing around to kind of line up. So there's two airports here. Ours is right straight ahead, but there's another one just off to the left and a little bit closer to me. I might fly down to over that one and line up to the next one. La Pont Municipal. That's the first one. I'm gonna come in here and take over. I think let's put up where I can see. Now, see, this is what I don't like about this plane. You're really closed in, and you've got a hell of a blind spot right here, and even right here, you know. So let's kick off the cruise control. Let me get a little bit closer to the controls here. And I'm going to start dropping the speed a little bit. So there's a glide slope for this airport coming up right in front of me. I'm going to kind of follow that glide slope because it's going to lead into a glide slope to the airport I want to be on. Uh-oh. What's happening? Am I speeding? So we're at 3,000 feet. I'm going to kind of keep it there for a little bit. And there's our glide slope. We're on it now. You can't see it. I can see it on the map. That's what I'm looking at. So if I follow this down, it's going to lead into another glide slope over here that's going in the direction to the airport I want to be on. So I'm just going to fly over this airport and then line up with the other airport. So you probably wouldn't want to do this in real life. It's probably not legal. I mean, this other airport's going to be screaming like hell. What are you doing? You're buzzing our field. So, but this isn't real life. Know what I mean? Ellington? Is that what that is? Well, it sure is. Yeah, I don't want to go too far down. I don't want to get shot at. There may be planes taking off. Alrighty then, let's see. I can't see the other airport unless that's it over there. I don't think we're there yet. But we're getting close. That might be it. There's a glide slope right in front of me that I'm going parallel to. So let me come down, drop the speed. We're at 230 miles an hour. I need to drop that. And then let's start turning. That's a pretty steep turn, but I kind of went too far on my glide slope. There's the airport right in front of us. So William P. Hobby. All right, I'm going to drop the landing gear, and let's put landing flap down. That should bring the nose up a little bit. We're at 150 miles an hour. Slow down a little bit. Let's try to line up with that over there. Keep our speed up. I want to keep the speed up over 100 until I get down. I don't want to come down too fast. Let me sit up in the seat so I can see the nose. It's kind of funny. You don't have a lot of flap. You either have a takeoff flap or a landing flap. I mean, the big boys, they get all kinds of flaps. You get 5 or 6 different flaps in a 747 or 737. Let's get over a little bit. Keep the nose up. So when I get my new PC, I'm going to try to do the rudder pedals again. I've got a good pair of rudder pedals. I just couldn't use them. But that was back when I couldn't fly a plane either. I'm getting a little better. So maybe I'll try again on the rudder pedals. Right now, the rudder is a twist on my throttle. The problem is that I have to use the throttle to steer the plane, and I have to use the throttle for the brakes. There's a button on there, and I push for the brakes. And so I'm trying to do too many things, and it's too easy to accidentally twist that throttle. Alrighty, not a bad landing. Wasn't quite in the middle, but that's okay. Whoa, I didn't realize I was traveling that fast. Don't need to. Let's see, we got some little planes to the right. Probably some big planes to the left. I'm gonna go off to the right here. Whoa, can we hit this? Can we hit this? Oh shoot, am I on an airstrip? Whoa, I am. Oh geez, oh geez. All right, we got company here. We got planes my size, or at least one. If I don't get hit by this truck coming out. Come on, buddy. Come on out. I'll wait for you. Oh, never mind. We played chicken and he flinched first. So the thing about, oh, there's two planes here. So the thing about the turbojet, the turboprops, is I now have, I don't know if do I want to try to squeeze in the middle? That's pretty tight. Okay, so let me put the flap up. So yeah, I've got a button on my throttle that I can push. So I take my throttle back, push the button, and then throw the throttle in, and that should let me back up. Whoa, uh-oh. Don't do that. Now you push the button again and push the throttle up and you go forward. I got to get used to this prop. All right. Throw the brake on. We are here. This is Houston, Texas. There's South Houston over that way. So let me see, what is the real weather in Texas? I forgot I had done that. What's the live weather? It didn't change. Live weather didn't change. Oh, yes, it did. Holy smokes, it did. It changed. Wow, that took a minute. That just took a minute. All right, let's go inside, do a little bit of work here. We're going to, we've been at it 2 hours. That's good, because I went a lot farther than I anticipated going, hoping that this engine could do us a good job. So, all right, let's turn this bleed off here. Okay, and then let's pop up the top here. Turn these lights off. Landing light off. We had a taxi light. I didn't turn the landing light on, did I? These are interior lights. I'll leave them for a minute. We're gonna put. We're on battery. The generator's on main. We can turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition off. Oh shoot! That right there, I should have turned off. I think that should have been off during the flight. We don't need the autopilot anymore, and we certainly don't need oxygen. And then, at that point, I'm going to leave the generator on. What does that give me? Yeah, that still gives me my instruments. I'm not going to need them. I'm going to be leaving, but we'll leave them on for the moment, and then we'll go down to the throttle and we will kick the fuel off. That should stop the engine. I don't know if there's another way to do that. That's an easy way to do it. Just cut the fuel. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. But I had turned the ignition off and it didn't do any good, right? Okay, so we're here. We don't need any of the instrumentation anymore. So let's pop up the top and we'll turn that to the off position. Turn the generator off and then drop the crash bar. And there we go. We're here. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the map. I have no idea what we're going to do in the next leg. We'll get to that when we get here in the next episode, in the next flight. I hope you had fun today. I do enjoy this airplane. And so I think I'm going to continue on with it for a bit. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.